Okay, let's join the yoke to the front of your dress. And by the way, it's the same process to join the shoulder seam as well. So before you get up to this step, I've just showed you how to gather the front of your garment. Gather the shoulders as well. So you have the front of your garment, there's a big U loop around to the shoulder seam, big U loop around to the shoulder. Gather the shoulders as well, because they will join on at the back here. I'm going to show you it at the front. The same process applies to join the back. So gather your shoulders and then come through and do this step to join the neckline and the shoulders, and then you can sew all three seams in one go. Right, this is the reverse side of my yoke. I can tell because it would be interfaced, and I've got my seams, my 1.5 centimeter seams showing. What I want is to have the good side of my fabric, so this is my pretty side, with the pretty side of my neck piece showing up. So this is how I want them to sit together. But if I just lay these over the top and sew them, it's going to look pretty silly. And if I sew them like this, I'm going to have a seam showing. So what I'm actually going to do is take my yoke, hold it in front of you, go good side here, that's what I want it to look like. That's the side that I want showing here. So I'm going to flip it over and sew a seam here, which means that when that seam is turned back on itself, the good side will be joined and the stitching will be hidden underneath. So we've got the good sides here, we take it and flip it, so the good sides are together, your pattern sides are together, wrong side is facing me, wrong side is facing out, good sides together. Match your center marking first, the marking that you made originally, and pin that point, so the center is joined. The next point that you're going to pin is the edge. And when you do it on these sides, you're going to match edge first and then edge to the dot. So go to the dots. We're going to take one edge, turn it around and lay it flat and join to the dot. Now, if you've done a lot of gathering, what you might find is that your shirt piece is too short to go there. Just pull out some of the gathering until it's long enough and then pin. If you haven't gathered enough, you might find it does what my piece is doing now, which is that it bows out. In which case, take hold of your two threads on the side that's bowing out and push the fabric until it's gathered in and it fits neatly. And you're going to pin it down, gather until it fits neatly the whole way around, following the edge of your yoke, so it curves around with the yoke. You're going to do it to both sides. Find the dot, take your edge, join your edge to the dot first. So we join to the dot and then gather in until it meets. Once you've done that on the front of your neckline and you've taken the shoulder seam, or rather the piece of shoulder fabric, and you've brought it in, edge to the dot, gathered around, edge to the dot, and you've pinned it in place, you're going to sew a narrow hem. You don't want to do 1.5 centimeters here. 1/2 centimeter would be ideal, but somewhere between 1/2 centimeter and 1 centimeter, sewing nice and close to that edge. That's the good side there. So we've pinned it all down, sewing as close as you can to the edge with your garment trailing out the end. Stitch along and join the two pieces with a nice narrow hem, so that once that's done and it's all stitched down, you can fold it back out and it will be laying across the top with a seam around here that faces out the back. And that's how you join the yoke to the bodice.